Welcome to HSF at Conestoga. Hope you're having a good day and enjoy the video. Cheers. Welcome to this video. What I want to do here is spend some time going over probably the biggest question I get asked regarding the program from students that are interested in taking it or who are either, and at all levels, right? Either you signed up for this because someone recommended it to you, or you're just looking into it. And a very logical first question is, okay, what am I actually getting into? What are the actual courses going to be in this program? And what I want to do in this video is just sort of break it down a little bit and let you know that in this program there's basically two levels. Okay, and how it's set up is usually level 1 is sort of the fall term and level 2 is the winter term, and then sometimes there's an intake in the winter. So level 1 students that started in the winter would be doing their level 1 in the winter and then their level 2 in the spring. But the majority of students take level 1 starting in September, goes till basically a couple weeks into December, and then level 2 tends to go from the beginning of January until a few weeks into April. Okay, so let's go over these courses real quick before I bore you out of the video. Okay, so college reading and writing. So this is a course that's an important one. It's a college-wide course. This course is common in a lot of programs, and it's basically like if you're thinking from high school, it's an English style course. It's really focused on developing your academic and workplace writing abilities. I'll just read this, that the course prepares students for the college level writing tasks, research, and documentation. So it's basically like, it's an important class because it's sort of training you in the process of writing that's relevant for all your other classes. Conestoga 101. You'll notice that all these, sorry, I'll just go back for a sec. You'll notice after like college reading and writing, it says hours 42, which is going to be common for all of your courses. How many credits? 3. You don't have to really worry about that. That's going to be common for all your courses, except just this one, right? Because this is listed as one of your courses. Really what it is it's like a 1-hour thing that they want you to do on eConestoga called Conestoga 101. And it's worth your time. It's like literally just something to do, to walk through, to figure out how to do your email, figure out how to log on to stuff, figure out how to access your course materials, figure out how to access different kinds of supports at the college. And it's kind of like just an online walk yourself through thing. Really easy and straightforward. Okay, now most of you will take this next class with me. This is one of my babies, enhancing student success. And I think the idea with this course, and this course is I'm currently trying to evolve it even more, but it's evolved a lot over the years. And my idea with this course is sort of fundamental to the idea with the whole overall program. And what I mean by that is that, like, well, why are you even taking Human Services Foundations? Probably because you're wanting to develop your ability to write, read, do tests, do presentations. But then, so that's like kind of the hard skills, but then the soft skills are also like how to be a professional, how to develop character, how to develop things like stress management and time management and sleep management and financial management, so that you actually can become a thriving adult. Students will develop skills and capabilities associated with academic preparation and personal development, and learn how to try to apply these to their studies. So I cover a wide range of topics in this class, everything from how when we're upset we make bad decisions and how we need to take that into account. In this lecture I call hot cognition, to topics like how sleep affects cognitive performance, to topics like that are really specific, like how to take good quality notes and how to prepare for different types of writing assignments and how to prepare for the experience of test and presentation anxiety. So I'll be going over stuff like that. Okay, I'll try not to go for like super long on all my own courses, which would be easy to do. Interpersonal behavior and human services. Most of you will take this with Carol. She's a great teacher at this. This is really looking at, I would call this an applied psychology course. Interpersonal, think of that as like an interaction is between two people. Interpersonal behavior is the study of, how to, it's not just the study of how to interact with others, but the study of how to understand what we're bringing to situations, right? So it says there like an understanding of how our own personal attributes fit with our careers, right? Because so many of the jobs that a lot of you are interested in getting into are entirely interaction based, right? Like think about it. If you want to get into social work, you want to get into early childhood education, you want to get into policing, those are all community facing careers, right? Or like society, social facing careers. They're helping professions, or social facing careers. I don't know where that term came from, but okay. The next class, career exploration in human services. This is another important one. This is probably also one that you'll have with Carol. It says like this course provides you an opportunity to deliberate, which just means to think about and decide between a range of career options in the field of human services. So this kind of gets to another core of where this program comes from, and this idea that one of the things we're trying to prevent is you getting like 3 or 4 years into a program and realizing that you don't like it, that that's not for you. What we would rather do, because here's the example I often use for this, right? Say that you have grown up your whole life thinking that you want to get into social work, you want to help people. Sorry, I know this is kind of boring video right now. You're just looking at a stale screen, but you're wanting to work with people, and then all of a sudden you see a presentation on people that are doing animal-assisted therapies or music-assisted therapies with kids with autism, and you realize, oh, that's actually what I'm really interested in. That what you're really interested in is more like what we would call therapeutic recreation, and maybe the field of recreation is interesting to you, right? Even though you would have maybe thought that most therapeutic endeavors would happen in a social work world. Okay, so the point of this job is, of this class is to show you the different career options available, right? And maybe, hopefully some that you maybe didn't think of before. Okay, the next one, what I'll do is I'll break this into 2. So I'll finish these 6 and then I'll do a second slide on the winter courses. Okay, so this next one, Essential Mathematics, Math 1400. This course, and this is like, I know you're all like super excited that you get to have a math class, but the idea with this class is that, and in a certain sense, one of the other main concepts of this program is that by the time you finish this program, you get the equivalent of 6 U-level credits, which is actually really important in terms of you applying to your next programs. And part of that is that you've demonstrated your ability to do basically high school style math. This course provides students with learning tools that will help them improve their basic arithmetic, developing reasoning and problem solving skills. If you are good at math, this is going to be easy. If math has been a struggle for you, we can chat, because I think there's because there's a lot of tutor kind of support available at Conestoga, but you really have to seek it out yourself, right? This is one of the big differences between high school and college. At college, there's a lot of things available to help you, but no one's kind of chasing you, right? It demands more initiative at the individual student level. And then my other class I'll be teaching you, this is definitely my baby is in terms of courses, developmental psych. This is my favorite class to teach, and I really want you to think of developmental psychology as basically just meaning psychology with the additional variable of age, right? So if we look at some concept like self-esteem or identity, it's easy for me to probably sell you on the idea that when you're 5 or when you're 20 or when you're 80, your sense of identity is different. What self-esteem means to a 5-year-old or an 80-year-old is different. That we go through these, that age is a significant variable. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about psychology in general, but then look at kind of humans right from birth to late life. So I'm not sure whether I'm just, as I'm reading this, noticing there's a mistake there. It says it's a 1-hour weekly seminar. I'm sorry, my friends, it's a 3-hour weekly seminar. Yeah, it's a 42-hour class. So I'll have to get that updated. Okay, so let's on the next slide I'll get in, or on the next part I'll get into level 2 courses. Okay, so once you've you've completed level 1, then the second aspect of the term, right? So there's 12 courses in this program. So we've covered so far 6. So the 7th course, and this one often gives people maybe a little bit of heartburn or angst. The idea that we're going to be training in presentation skills, right? Because public speaking, one of the scariest things. People definitely are nervous of that. But I want to really try to help you with that this year, if that's something that you struggle with, and let you know also that if that's a skill that you don't have and you develop it, that is a major addition to your kind of skill set arsenal. And the way that we do it in this course is we try to develop it through a series of exercises, right? It's not like you get in front of everybody and just say a speech. It's like, how do we actually develop this presentation skills, ability and capability in people through building confidence and teaching skills. And I'm also going to be trying to teach a lot about things like understanding the performance anxiety part of this. Okay, the next one, and this is usually a course that I teach, Social Issues in Human Services. This is basically a Sociology 101 kind of class if you were going to university. What I'm really looking at is, if you look at psychology as the study of the individual mind and look at sociology as the study of group behavior at the most kind of base level, this course is, what we're going to do is look at all kinds of key ideas, right? Or key issues in the world, things like poverty and the environment, but also things like the fact that the world's at war in so many ways, that corruption, censorship, all kinds of important issues. Okay, so yeah, and I say there, in addition, we'll analyze the nature to which these issues actually influence our lives, because that's the core idea. It's called sociological imagination, but that's like the core idea of sociology, is that what's the connection? Say I'm anxious and say I'm depressed. Okay, well, what if 1 out of 3 college students is dealing with one of those two things? It's like, what's the relationship between my personal issues and societal problems? And that's kind of the key question of sociology. Okay, so what I'm hoping you're seeing here is this program is sort of a combo of a couple things, and it goes back to that 3 pillars video I made also on this channel, where I was saying that HSF is really about building your academic skills, introducing you to the different options that are available, and helping you with your adjustment to college. So kind of trying to build your confidence while also teaching you some key skills. But then at the same time, there's this like academic development part too. Like, we want to teach you the foundations of psychology, the foundations of sociology and group dynamics, and things like diversity, and understanding things like interpersonal behavior. Okay, so group dynamics is another one like this, where students analyze the characteristics of functional and dysfunctional teams. So basically like team situations that work and ones that don't. And so much of what a lot of you will be doing in your professional work will be, your success will be highly dictated by how well you work with others. So the next course, Understanding Diversity. This course will introduce, so this is a course that it's sort of interesting because this has become more of a topic lately. In general, like things around diversity, as you all know. But we've had this course actually for quite a while, and it was developed by a guy named Debashis, who doesn't teach in this program anymore, but currently teaches in the social work program that some of you are interested in going into after. So this is probably the most social work of our courses, and it's really designed to prepare people for the idea that once you're done this program, you're going to be working in a wide variety of different situations with a wide variety of different people. Most students tend to like that course. Applied Human Services Practices. All right, this course is kind of one of your last courses, right? It's designed to sort of help you build into your next step and kind of do some assignments that are specifically linked to the program or area of work you want to do next, right? Building on career path interests, students will examine and analyze the practices associated with a specific career. Because again, I'll say this again because it's important that one of the main ideas of this program is to expose you to what it would actually be like to work in these fields, to make sure that you really want to do it before you put all your eggs in the basket. Okay, and then lastly, and this is a bit confusing to some people, and some of it's the language, right? Because oftentimes the word elective is used to mean something that you pick, right? And so, like, say for example, when I was at university, you would take certain core courses, and then you'd have a certain amount of electives where you were free to pick from a variety of courses. So we sort of mean that in the sense that you pick between these two, but I want to be specific that the reason there's an extra math class here, so basically you're going to be taking in this program every course that I've said so far, and then one of these two, digital literacy or math for data management, will be your 12th course. And it's going to be entirely dependent on what you want to do after this program. And again, you don't have to be like writing this down or anything. If this applies to you, we can have a quick Zoom and I can help you make sure that you're making the right choice, right? It's basically just that if you didn't have good marks in high school, and when you're done this program, you want to take either the Bachelor of Community Justice or the Bachelor of Early Learning at Conestoga, you need to have the equivalent of a U-level math. The essential math that you can see on the top left there of the screen, and this math for data management combined to equal a U-level math. So for people that need that for their next program, there's that option, which is usually just a few people. Most people will take the digital literacy course. Again, this is a course I often teach, right? And digital literacy sounds boring, but I try to make it a cool course. I'm basically looking at this idea that for most of human history, literacy has meant the ability to make sense of text, right? Like read and write. But nowadays, like, so much of what you're doing is navigating this complicated digital world. So what would it mean to be digitally literate in 2023? And that's sort of what I explore in this course, everything from the history of technology and humanity to current issues around things like cybercrime and trying to figure out truth, and the mental health effects of social media, and then looking at things like AI and virtual reality and where some of this kind of stuff is going. All right, so I hope that gave you a kind of cool overview, and I'll catch you in the next video.